Hi everyone, it's Barbara Ross here again. I've done these nails with a gel which has sort of gone off a little bit on Instagram and also on Facebook, and I've had a lot of people ask me how this technique's done. So I thought, okay, what I'll do is put a tutorial up on my Lably and show you guys exactly how this beautiful effect is done. You can do it in different colours as well, so let's get started. What we're going to do to the design on today are these 4 tips. What we start, these are shiny tips, so we're going to be using a gel, a special gel that's a one-step gel. Now the one-step gel that I use, I will be bringing it into Elixir Gel distribution. It's one of those gels where that you don't need a base or top coat and you just do one coat and then cure it and it's done. But I use one that's a little bit semi-transparent because I need it to be a lot more runnier than the normal one-step gels that we use, because we need the two different gels that we're using in this composition, we need them to sort of merge together. And I can only do this with the gel that I've tried with the Elixir gel that I have. It's been in the testing of it and I'm quite happy with the way that it works for all these designs here that we do patterning here, and it's so easy to do. So what we'll do is I'm going to coat these with a one top coat Elixir gel, and the color that I'm using is black. We'll do one coat first, cure it, and then we'll put on the other top coat, and then that's when the patterning will start. I've done one coat here and you can see that it's quite transparent, but it's a non-tacky layer, and that's very important that this is the type of gel that we use for the base, a non-tacky one, but one that's slightly runnier. And the runnier ones, they are a lot more transparent, and you generally have to apply 2 coats if you want a solid color in the background. But in this case, we will do the first coat so that I start to get the solidness, and then I'll build up with the wet coat. So let's start this. What we're going to do is put another coat of the non-tacky gel, the one layer, on top, but we're not going to cure it. So let's apply this layer of wet coat, one-step gel. You can see that it's quite wet and runny, but we want to try and get a solid covering, so just make sure you go over where it might come across quite transparent. So we don't cure this at all. So once I get that through, got our coat done, it's completely wet. Now what we do is we get one of those gels that have a tacky layer, and they are generally the ones that need the base coat and the top coat and 2 coats, and when they get cured they have a tacky layer, and that is the gel that you must use on top of these one-step gels. So I get a fine liner brush. I've got a white from the tacky gel range. I'll just pick up a little bit like a droplet, and then I get my brush and then I just drag it through and stop. And I just place where I want this design to be continuously. So we'll just keep going. And you can see what's starting to happen. That gel is starting to spread. And you'll notice that it won't ever join. The black will stay in between the 2 colors. But see how that's all starting to spread nicely? And you just keep going for your design wherever you want it. I'll do one here. So I'm just going to sit and I'm going to let the magic work in front of the camera for you, because you can see how that's all spreading. So we'll still watch. I'm still not quite ready to cure it because I want this to bleed more into the wet gel. It doesn't take long for this to happen. So now you can see I'm quite ready now. It's done enough movement for me. So I'm going to cure that now for 60 seconds in an LED tacky top coat wipe on top of it. Again, it's the Elixir gel that I use. So I'll cure that for 60 seconds. That's our first design done. So I'm going to put another coat now. I've already done one coat, so I'm now going to put another coat on top of this one. Tacky the one step gel. And this time I'm going to use two different colors to do the same design. I'll be using the yellow, it's sort of like a yolk yellow, and red. Again, my fine liner brush. I'll start with the yellow one first. The line. I cleanse in between now because I'm using two different colours. Another line. At the beginning it doesn't look like much, but you've just got to let the gel do the work for you. Add a bit more if you don't think there's enough on there. Just go place the red where the red is on here. That's cured, and we're going to top coat that now. Now what I've got is a neon green one coat gel. Incorporate that with a black tacky layered gel. And I'm going to do the same designs all the way through with black. So we'll continue all the way around. You don't have to do it all the way around like we've done with these ones, but I quite like the framing of it. And you can start to see how that's starting to bleed in into the green, the black. Actually, maybe we won't do it around because this kind of looks quite reptilia. Quite like it. So we might just do one side, just like a feature nail. So I'll let that go for a little while and let that gel do its work, whereas it starts to bleed in. And you can see at the top part where I first started how cool that effect is looking. I'm just about ready to put this down into the gel lamp because I think the movement is beautiful. And yeah, let's cure this for 60 seconds and then we'll top coat it. So we've got another tip with another coat of the wet paint. So this time we're going to use a dotting tool and I'm going to use 2 different colors, but we're going to create something very different, a different pattern. So what I'm going to start is just like one of those roses, and I'll do it here in the corner with my dotting tool. So all I do is just do my swirl. Continue just doing those roses that we do. I call it like with triangle movements. Just add on a bit more. And put a small dot in there. Wherever you feel needs petals, and just refine. And just wherever you need to refine it, like peak it or whatever, you can. So that rose is starting to form. So what I'm going to do now is get a bright pink with my dotting tool. And I'm just going to put dots. This is a thicker, different brand that I'm using. It's a little bit thicker, so it's about placing it properly, but it will spread. You can see. But it is another tacky layered gel. I'll pick up the other colour of the rose and I'll randomly put dots in there as well. You can create probably another rose here. You can see how that's all starting to to merge in. So I'll let that work a little bit more. And I think that's ready to cure. That's been cured and ready. So let's pop that over there with the rest of the collection. I'm going to do another black one, but we're going to create a flower with purple, bit of a light pastel mint green, and a little bit of the egg yolk colour. So we'll start with the egg yolk colour, and I'm using my dotting tool. Just going to do the centerpiece. Just let that bleed. I'm going to pick up my fine liner brush because we're going to be doing petals with the purple. So we've got to do long petals. You can do short, long, just do them randomly around the centerpiece. Just keep going. Add some more petals. Now what we do is with the purple in between, we stretch out more petals from behind to create a pattern. We continue to do that down here as well. Now let's bring in the mint green so that we've got actual leaves, so we'll just scatter them around. So it looks like there's a bit of a break in this design, and they're like leaves. And we just randomly dot them around too. And you can see how that's all starting to come together again. And what you can do is just in between add more purple where you want to fill in any of the spacing after the leaves as well. And I might actually dip in the yellow again, put another egg yolk colour right centre to just give it a little bit more of a vibrant look. Now that's ready to cure because I don't want to bleed it anymore. Now that's been top coated and finished, and we can add that to the collection. Now I'm going to do one more tip, but we're going to do it on a clear tip, which would replicate a clear overlay either with gel or acrylic. The reason we do that is because I want to have that clear line coming through, and it'll probably be this design that we do, but I want to also show you how to do that clear transparent. What we do is we get our one step gel, and I'm just going to paint where I want the gel to be initially. So just remember, because this is a more runnier one step gel, it'll be transparent on the first coat. This is going to give me a guideline of where I want the paint to be and where I want the transparency to come through. Okay, so let's cure that. Now that's been cured and it's still very transparent, so we'll go over. I think that's ready for me to use the white. Just want to put a little bit more here. Okay. Now with your brush, your fine liner, pick up some white and again do these lines in. If you want, put a bit of black in there. Again, this is a tacky gel that I'm using. I'm using tacky gel on top of tacky gel. The white being the tacky and the black being the tacky, but the black underneath is not tacky. So I'll let that bleed into itself. Just wait a little bit longer till I get the correct effect that I'm after. So let's cure that. So we've now cured that, and what we're going to do is get my Crystal Katana, get a top coat. I'm going to go over with the top coat. I'm going to fill that negative space with crystals from Swarovski. I don't have a design in mind, I'm just going to randomly place them. And I'm using all various sizes as well. Just push them into place wherever you want the design to be. And that's all I want. Because I still want some of that negative spacing to come through. So we'll cure that now. So that's our finished design there. It was a non-tacky top coat, and these crystals will stay. It's the Elixir Gel Australia top coat, and those crystals will stay there until you actually soak them off. That top coat is quite good with Swarovski crystals in placing them in. So we'll pop that one in there. And we're going to do one more design, and then we'll be done for this course. Do another transparent gel. So I'm going to get the non-tacky gel. I'm going to V it. To do a first transparent layer, but I'm going to get my gel brush, I'm going to put it in cleanser, and I want to cleanse off some of this gel so I can create my design. turn it around this way, it might be easier for me. I've done the same with this top bit. I've painted and then I've cleaned up and made a peak. So you can do the same, clean it up, put it on, clean it up with a gel cleanser, then cure it. Now these are both, they're not going to go anywhere and they're not tacky. So we're going to go over these again with the same gel. Just remember you can always tidy up with the gel cleanser if you go over. I no doubt will be doing that just to get my rounded edge here much neater. But the idea is to get that gel on there solid. So again, grab your brush, gel cleanser, and tidy up where you need to. Now cure that. Cured. Now what I want to do is put a layer in here. We're not going to put any white or any colours on the solid that we've done. So what we'll do is with this gel, create a peak on that side, bring it down, bring it up. Again, we're going to balance it with our gel brush and cleanser. Pick up some cleanser. Sweep up. Sweep up. And just keep cleansing off until you get what you're after. If you need to add on where you may have taken off too much. Now pick up with your fine liner brush, the white. We're going to thread the white through that centerpiece. Let it do its stuff. Just let that bleed out. So that's been cured now, and we're going to put a top coat over it, and then we're going to do some design work. So I'm going to use my crystal katana. And I've got these little triangles, metal triangles that I'm going to place on there. One's going to be placed there. The other one up top. So we place them nicely where you want them. And then you can also add some crystals if you like. Again, just maneuver them with your crystal katana. And I'll do a few down the bottom as well. Do one large one here. A few small ones. So let's cure that one. That's ready for curing. So there you have it. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 designs done all very differently. Different techniques for you to see. So I hope you've enjoyed that course, and I've also hoped that you've learned a new method now and would love to see some of the nail designs. Thank you.